I thought I had built the perfect life. My name is Arham, and for 8 years, I believed my marriage to Fariha was everything a man could hope for. We had 2 beautiful kids, a comfortable home, and a bond I thought was unbreakable. I worked hard to provide for my family, often pulling long hours at the office while Fariha stayed home, caring for the kids and managing the house. I trusted her blindly. To me, she wasn't just my wife. She was my partner, my safe place, my entire world. But that night, during what should have been a happy family gathering, everything shattered. It was my mother's birthday, and we'd organized a dinner at our home. My parents, siblings, and a few close relatives were invited. Fariha had spent the whole day preparing, laughing with the kids, and acting like the perfect wife and daughter-in-law. Around 8 p.m., the guests started arriving, and soon the house was buzzing with chatter and laughter. I remember looking at her, standing in the kitchen, thinking how lucky I was to have her by my side. I had no idea that within the next hour, my entire life would change. During dinner, I noticed Fariha stepping away a few times, claiming she had to check on the dessert. At first, I didn't think much of it, but when she disappeared for nearly 15 minutes, I started to worry. I excused myself from the table, intending to find her, and that's when I heard faint whispers coming from the garage. My heart stopped. It didn't make sense. Why would she be in the garage during dinner? I moved quietly, each step heavy with a sense of dread I couldn't explain. As I got closer, I heard muffled voices, hers and a man's. I froze when I recognized the male voice. It was Bilal, our neighbor, and someone I'd trusted for years. I'd helped him fix his car, invited him for barbecues, even lent him money when he was struggling. And there they were, together, in my garage, while my entire family sat inside, celebrating my mother's birthday. I slowly opened the door just enough to see what was happening, and what I saw crushed me. Fariha was pressed against the hood of my car, kissing him passionately while Bilal's hands roamed freely. My stomach churned, my vision blurred, and for a moment I thought I might pass out. My wife, the mother of my children, had chosen this moment, in my home, during my family's celebration, to betray me. I stepped back quietly, my entire body trembling, my fists clenched so tightly, my nails dug into my palms. I wanted to burst in there, scream, drag them both out, and expose them in front of everyone. But I didn't. I wasn't going to ruin my mother's birthday, and I wasn't going to give Fariha the satisfaction of seeing me break. Instead, I decided to play a longer, colder game, one she'd never forget. I returned to the dinner table, forcing a smile while my mind raced. Every laugh, every conversation, every clink of cutlery sounded distant as I sat there planning my next move. Fariha returned 10 minutes later, her hair slightly messy, her face flushed, pretending nothing had happened. She kissed my cheek, whispering, "Everything okay, love?" I looked straight into her eyes, smiled, and said softly, "Perfect." But inside, I was already planning her destruction. The next morning, while she was in the shower, I checked her phone. I already had my suspicions, but what I found confirmed everything. Hundreds of texts, pictures, voice notes, months of secret meetings, intimate messages, and plans. They'd used my home as their playground, sneaking around when I was at work, laughing at how blind I was. The betrayal cut deeper with every word I read. I didn't confront her immediately. Instead, I gathered every piece of evidence, screenshots, call logs, even security footage from a hidden camera I'd installed in the garage the very next day. Within a week, I had everything I needed. Then I reached out to a lawyer and prepared my revenge. 2 weeks later, I invited both families, mine and hers, for a special dinner. I told everyone I had a big announcement. Fariha was excited, thinking it was about a promotion or a vacation. She dressed beautifully that evening, unaware that I was about to burn her entire world to the ground. After dinner, I stood up, cleared my throat, and said, "Before dessert, I'd like to share something with everyone." I connected my laptop to the TV and played a video, The security footage from the garage. Gasps filled the room as the images came on screen. Fariha and Bilal tangled up together in my car during my mother's birthday dinner. Fariha froze, her face drained of color, her hands trembling. Bilal's wife, who was also present, burst into tears. My mother covered her mouth, shocked beyond words. The silence was deafening until I finally spoke. This is the woman I married. This is the man I called a friend. And this is what they thought I'd never find out. I handed Fariha an envelope, divorce papers. Inside were also copies of the evidence, bank statements showing my frozen accounts, and a legal notice granting me temporary custody of our children. I looked her straight in the eye and said, "You don't live here anymore." Her parents begged me to reconsider, crying, pleading, but I remained cold. Bilal's wife slapped him across the face and stormed out with their children. Fariha tried to speak, whispering, "Arham, please, I made a mistake," but I walked past her without another word. Within a month, the divorce was finalized. Fariha lost the house, custody of the kids, and her reputation. Bilal's wife filed for divorce as well, and his family cut ties with him completely. Both of them became the talk of the neighborhood, ostracized and humiliated. Now, a year later, I'm rebuilding my life with my kids. I focused on myself, my career, and my family. Fariha lives alone in a small rented flat, jobless and abandoned by most of her so-called friends. Sometimes she calls, begging me to forgive her, saying we can start over. But forgiveness is a luxury I no longer have for her. I didn't scream. I didn't fight. I didn't break down. I let her destroy herself with her own choices, and I made sure everyone watched it happen. That was my revenge, and it was brutal.